Ian, will you partake in the various Thailand point tours? We will talk about it after the Stormgate. The Stormgate scene, where we will talking about that Ascension. First Stormgate Day in then BSL land. Okay. Bro, you watch it by yourself? Okay. Okay, let's do it. We will watch it one time without stopping, and then we will watch it again with pauses, okay? That makes sense. Wait. Okay. I feel like webcam is not good here. Let's try to reduce it. Okay. Okay.
Hi guys, this is TLO. Obviously played RTS my entire life, so it's been a real privilege for me to be one of the first people to try out Stormgate. Really stoked about this match against Kevin. Think I'm gonna do some light harass in the early game and then just try to overwhelm him with a massive amount of macro.
So that's
Hi, my name is Kevin Monk Dong, and I work on gameplay and balance on Stormgate. Today, I'll be trying a fast expansion build, and then I'll try to tech to higher tier units to defend whatever TLO throws at me.
So that dog is on a scouting unit. But I saw many dogs fighting early on. Wow.
He did a lot of worker damage there, so I'm at a pretty bad economic disadvantage. I'm gonna have to try some really sneaky tactics, maybe getting an upgrade TLO isn't familiar with, perhaps maybe even luckily creepjacking it.
Looking forward to hopefully dealing the finishing blow against Kevin here. I'll attack again from the right side through the light trees, but this time we'll bring in a larger force from the left side as well. And I think I'll be able to out-micro him here. He has a more static mech army, I believe, and my bio unit should be able to touch
Holy shit.
shots, get in there, and have a pretty smooth path of attack here.
Okay. That was first wash. Let's wash it now with poses. We'll... So this is the human faction. And apparently these are tanks, and they attack in this mode, right? Siege mode. But you can actually dodge the attacks. I read that. It's not something I actually saw it in the game or anything, but apparently you can dodge the shot from this tank. By the way, what is this? Are these like... I'm confused now. What are the healing units? Is this a healing unit? Is this like a vessel that can heal? And this is like a melee unit from the human faction as well. To me it looks like a sailor, to be honest, but... yeah. I'm not really sure if that's a healing unit or not. Okay, that's a healing unit. But isn't that strange that healing unit that... well, he can actually like heal mechs? He can actually heal mechs? Okay, so this is the scouting units, right? This is the dog, this is the scouting unit. But is this to show that it doesn't really do damage? Like it doesn't... it's probably to show that it's not good to make these dogs, apart from scouting? So I was confused when I saw this many dogs. I was like, holy shit, the Zerlings. No. I don't see they do that much damage. So yeah, this is pretty much the same. Oh yeah, it's also showing that there is micro in the game. There's micro in here. By the way, something I saw, I'm not really sure how I feel about this. Something I saw is that you can pick units from distance. Like it happens already in StarCraft 2 Protoss with the War Primps. You can pick units from distance. I don't think it's like, it doesn't go as far as Protoss is doing it on StarCraft 2. But I saw that you can actually like do that kind of play, in my opinion, two Archons that are being picked from distance like this on StarCraft 2 is honestly not a really cool play. To play against it, I mean, it's probably cool to do, but it's not really cool to play against that. That you see the ship that is dropping, that he actually like safe to put it outside and just like put units in or like get the units back, you know, stuff like that. But we will see.
Hi guys, this is TLO. Obviously played RTS my entire life, so it's been a real privilege for me.
By the way, they made these comments after playing the game, 100%. This doesn't feel natural at all. But it doesn't really matter. So the mining, it reminds me a lot of Warcraft, to be honest. Looks like we're going to have these workers that they go to get the resources. Like in a very Warcraft fashion. That means you don't really need that many workers in this game, at least for one expansion. There is a limit of 4 workers in this other resource. And it's very far from it, as you see. I don't know if you can actually like leave this command center or make it closer to this resource. I don't really know if it's going to be in StarCraft 2 the way you optimize getting resources or not. But yeah, it is what it is. I think buildings from Terran are looking good. So apparently this is the main command center, and this is a supply, and this is a building where you produce the units from. The minimap look much clearer. Yeah, but it's too early because these are things that are going to change to like a lot because it's pre-alpha. I'm pretty sure we are not going to stick with this, like for example UI. There is probably going to be changes, like many changes to this until the game releases, and probably in the minimap as well. Remember they are like, hello Polaris. Remember this is actually a testing game, so they probably like make it easy for everyone to see the map. But there has to be probably mechanics to place spots in the map that are not discovered yet. So yeah, minimap honestly looks fine. You know, map is pretty like they are testing things. You know, like it's not really optimized map for the game or anything. So we will see how the evolution is going to be in the coming months or whatever. But yeah, it looks like it's a game that requires very low. By the way, did they say what population they are aiming for in this game? Because if you make so few workers, and for example, let's say population is like 200, that's a lot of units you can make. For it, no, you trolling. There is no way. Is that real? No, that's no way, bro. Man, if that is 44 the limit, I'm like, bro, I'm so depressed now. Like, Jesus, there is no way. But if, for example, if the limit is like 200 and they're like, that's a lot of space to make a lot of units. UI. Did anyone figure this out? Man, Suga with the sub, bro. Thank you, bro. Like, didn't you sub like two weeks ago, bro? For real? You sub every 2 weeks, man. With the 45 months, bro. That's a lot. That's a hell of time. Jesus, man. Thank you, bro. Anyway, let's keep going.
One of the first people to try out Stormgate. Really stoked about this match against Kevin. Think I'm gonna do some light harass in the early game and then just try to overwhelm him with a massive amount of macro.
By the way, do you see how it's like building the, like this is getting built from inside? It's, you know, a graphic detail. I like it, to be honest. Well, it looks cool, to be honest. It's not like it's going to make me crazy about it or anything, but it looks cool, I guess. You know something? Now that I look at the buildings and I see this one, this is the one you are making units from, right? I wish this building was bigger. Honestly, I wish this building like was like bigger, you know, like a barrack or like a factory. Because right now this one is like very, it's like very close to the ground in my opinion. It's very flat, you know. It looks like K and D. Yeah, it's could be, honestly. Yeah, I feel like if they could improve like building size to make it like more unique, because I feel like that's what's lacking. When I was watching Age of Empires 4 gameplay, like instantly, something I realized that, bro, every building is looking the same. Every single building. Like, what the hell is this? So yeah. But anyway, they can improve this. This is pre-alpha, guys. Like, you know something that Stormgate has a problem with? When they announced StarCraft 2 and they show you Jim Raynor, everyone was losing their mind. Everyone. I only saw the trailer of Jim Raynor. I was like, holy shit, okay. When they announced StarCraft 2. And then they started to reveal, and when they show gameplay or blah or all of that, I didn't like it. So I still to play Brewer. But it's not about that. You know, like there was hype because there is a big brand, StarCraft, and you are probably hype. It's like the new phone or anything. Like if they give to you some new phone with the best technology and the you know, technology 2023 and stuff like that, and then there is a brand new iPhone and it has like the same technology or maybe a bit worse, you're probably going with the iPhone because the brand is more known, so to speak. That's the problem with the Stormgate. It's a brand new game, brand new company. Yes, they have some veterans that working in Warcraft. Some of them worked in Command & Conquer, others in StarCraft 2 or Warcraft, whatever. But it's a new company, it's a new game, so it's not the same kind of hype that you're getting from Counter-Strike or, for example, people that, oh, the new Counter-Strike is getting announced. Everyone going crazy because it's already a brand people like. The only that the Stormgate has for them is that there are like people interested in RTS and interested in playing new RTS games, and there is not been like a really good one in a long time, at least Blizzard RTS style. So that's like, honestly, that's what they have for, like, they don't have like brand, like nothing. Like, you see, if you are like interested in StarCraft 2 and you are a hardcore player, I have my doubts that you are going to switch to a Stormgate. And Brewer people don't even like take it from the equation. No one from Brewer is going to switch to this. Brewer is like the hardest mechanical game, and people like it for that. I mean, maybe I can see some Protoss players switching to this game, but at least like people respected as a Terran player or Zerg players, no one is switching to Stormgate. Unless you want to really try a new RTS game and, you know, have fun with it. So yeah, like I bet that people are playing Age of Empires, people that are playing Warcraft, all the hardcore players, they are going to have a hard time accepting Stormgate for what they're building. Because right now, a lot of people are saying it's looking like Warcraft 3, right? Well, yesterday I was in a Warcraft 3 stream, and most of the followers of the stream, like the stream is called Back to Warcraft. Well, most of the followers or the viewers of the stream, first thing they complain about were the heroes. There are no heroes in this game. So you already not pleasing the StarCraft 2 community, like the Warcraft 3 community. They are already like unhappy that there are no heroes in the game. Yeah, you can creep and kill some chickens or whatever, but that is actually not enough, because Warcraft 3 hardcore players, they like the items, they like the heroes, they like all the aspects that already Warcraft 3 is providing to providing to them. So I really have like a hard time seeing that people switching to a Stormgate. If you already enjoy a game you like a lot and you enjoy playing it, you know, so it's going to be for pretty much for every RTS community. But what is left is that the people that want to try new RTSs, if they find it like fun to play and the game keeps improving, they are going to stick to it. We will see. It's pre-alpha. For example, this dog. I didn't know this, but back then when I played Command & Conquer, I could make dogs. Apparently that unit is used to scout. After like 20 years playing that I played Command & Conquer 2 or Red Alert, whatever, that was a unit to scout, bro. I discovered that very recently. So anyway, they copy, I guess, that and in this game, and you can make the dog to a scout. This developer Monk say that it doesn't make sense to use a worker and lose eco, so they make a scouting unit.
Hi, my name is Kevin Monk-Dong, and I work on gameplay and balance on Stormgate. Today, I'll be trying a fast expansion build, and then...
By the way, it's so weird to me seeing the human race with this. What is that, a blade? It's just because I probably played too much StarCraft. But it's so weird to me to see the human fashion that is futuristic and all of that. Because yeah, for Warcraft maybe I can imagine that. But this is so futuristic that it's so weird to see that blade. I hope it has some kind of upgrade, or maybe you can actually, like, I don't know, launch the blade or like a boomerang or something like that. But it's a bit weird to me. Yeah, it's a bit weird to me to see this kind of unit with a human fashion that is very futuristic. It's so futuristic that it opens portals and stuff. So yeah, but we will see. Honestly, it's weird to me, but maybe it works. I don't know. I never played the game. But I'm just like probably too much StarCraft. I used to see like SEALs doing that kind of shit.
And then I'll try to tech to higher tier units to defend whatever TLO throws at me.
By the way, interesting mechanic here. You can actually send units that can bypass these streets, but bigger units can't. It's not something super new, but it's cool. I feel like this map, he has a lot of, like, at least the map creation now probably is going to be more expansive in what you can really accomplish by creating a cool map. I hope there are different levels of ground, you know, and I imagine like making objective in a hill. You need to go uphill, you know, it's so high ground. I don't know, stuff like that, because in this game apparently there are going to be many objectives to conquer. So I hope that some of that is at least like explore. And if we are making it so futuristic already, and you can dodge siege tanks shots, I ask myself, why not make units that can actually, like, imagine if there is a wall and the unit just like jump into the wall, you know, like some kind of unit that just like to dodge shots, he actually like a Spider-Man get into the wall and do some kind of movement, you know, like skill, like it's supposed to be some skill move that you can execute to dodge the tank shot. I don't know, stuff like that could be interesting. They're probably not going to go that far. It's too much in my imagination in my head, I guess. So, okay, there are a few things I don't get from this. He is using workers to build that defense, right? This defense. So if you are using more workers, it's going to finish faster. Wow, to build a static defense. honestly, that's really interesting. It makes it makes Rush less stronger, probably. If you can use all your workers to finish the static defense, like defending Rush is going to be easier than in some other games, I feel like. I never seen that in StarCraft. I don't know if this is something in Warcraft 3 or some other game. You say AOA Vive. I don't know, honestly. But yeah, I guess cheese is not going to be a huge, like, you know, when you go to play new games in any RTS game, people, the first thing they do is like explore cheese and play cheesy games and probably bully out many players from the games in the early stage. So probably something like this is going to avoid this situation where like new players don't know what to do, and you know, they can survive this kind of attack. By the way, something I'm curious. If these two mech units, they were in the like, he didn't come in time, will this guy with all these I don't know how to call them, riflemen, this rifleman could take down the static defense? I'm really curious about that. They're like, he's even like using workers to attack this unit, so I don't know, like if you use actually the units to repair it, will that survive or not? Because that means that this static defense is actually like very strong. It's very strong if all these units, blue units, can kill it. Not cheesy or not like.
He did a lot of worker damage there, so I'm at a pretty bad economic disadvantage. I'm gonna have to try.
You know, these units, apparently they're good, but they can bypass these streets. So we will see exactly. Yeah, apparently this has ability that can destroy the trees. Honestly, I don't like any unit I'm seeing. Nothing really special about it. I totally agree with you. I don't think there is no breaking on what they're showing here. I think like they probably just like, it's strange because if you want to present your game, you're probably showing the best you have. But I don't think this is the best they have. But you never know, because there are many people on Twitter and all of that saying, oh, we tested the game, it's really fun, and you know, like Mana, like many months ago, the guy saw one, Mana actually many months ago, he saw one cinematic and was like, oh, I saw the game, StarCraft has a competitor. Then I saw the cinematic and I'm like, dude, how do you actually like come to terms that StarCraft has a competitor watching this? Like, it's such a joke. But anyway, there is nothing groundbreaking in this game so far. Everything is very classic. What I get from this is that, you know, some changes to RTS approach, like less workers, Warcraft 3 scene, less workers, a scouting unit. The map is going to have more features than normal RTS, I believe. That's 100% something that is going to happen, is that there is going to be more options to map creators and map features. So we didn't see any of them so far, but we're starting to see something very low with these like trees mechanics, for example.
Try some really sneaky tactics, maybe getting an upgrade TLO isn't familiar with, perhaps maybe even luckily creepjacking it.
For example, do you see he's attacking this chicken? Well, this chicken is going to give him some resources. There is going to be a lot of that in the game, Warcraft 3 style, like you go to monsters, you kill the monster, and get some items, But again, I really hope it's not only about minerals and stuff like that, because that is going to be really boring, if that's all you're gonna be doing. In Warcraft 3 that is interesting because there is an item shop, and you know, you can buy items, you can upgrade your army or stuff like that. So they really need to do something about it and not make it only about getting 50 extra minerals or whatever it's called, the resources. By the way, these two units are very strong. Like, the other units don't have chance against these two units. They are smashing. Yeah, like I mentioned early on, did you see that? He can actually pick... He can pick the units from distance with this, it's called back, I believe. You see that? The unit was here, he picked it from this place. So yeah, I don't really know how I feel about this mechanic, to be honest. It's probably fun to use, but probably like bad to place against. I don't know exactly. I don't really like this feature on StarCraft 2, honestly. Let's see if they keep that or not. We will see. Honestly, it's too early. We don't really know the units that are in the game or anything to see if they can snipe this type of back and not really overextend with this. Like, imagine all the game is all about like backs and picking the units from distance. That's going to be so boring, in my opinion. So yeah, like you see, they killed the chicken, got some resources. So that is going to be another mechanic in the game. Okay. So these units actually jump into the enemy army to it's like to stump the other units. So they probably not attacking for a few seconds or something like that. I have seen it before. It's not the first time I see this mechanic actually. I was playing last summer a game called Crossfire Legion, and they were units that already made, like, they actually did that. Interesting micro mechanic. Yeah, not super, like, not groundbreaking. To be honest with you, in this pre-alpha, we haven't seen anything like, this is what the Stormgate is bringing to the table compared to other RTSs. So far, what we are seeing is like just a mix of many RTSs, and I hope this is not in an attempt to gather players from all the communities, because in the end, you can please everyone. If what you do is like pick this part and pick this other part, what you are going to make is a game that no one likes, because yeah, these people play a game for a reason, not just for one specific thing.
Looking forward to hopefully dealing with.
So you see there is like micro potential with this back. He actually did some decent job with this. taking in consideration that you can pick units from distance. Like if you try this with a Brewer draw chip, you'll never pull a play like this. Even Bolzer in his prime, like, will not really put a play like this because you need to get the draw chip close to the unit. So different mechanics really, but there is potential to do play like this with this mechanic.
The finishing blow against Kevin here. I'll attack again from the right side through the light trees, but this time we'll bring in a larger force from the left side as well. And I think I'll be able to out-micro him here. He has a more static mech army, I believe, and my bio unit should be able to touch all the tech shots, get in there, and have a pretty smooth path of attack here.
By the way, I really asked myself what the red player was doing, because it doesn't seem like he has too much, like, compared to a few minutes ago. Like, he was attacking with a back or a draw chip, whatever, with a chip and 2 mechs, and like now back home he's just going to die to cheap units with healing. That is a bit weird to me, but okay. So GG, man, GG. I don't know, guys. What do you think about the game? I think, remember, it's pre-alpha. So it's not, yeah, it's not even alpha. It's pre-alpha. There is a long way to go. I think there is potential because we haven't seen anything. There is a lot of potential, actually. We can say there is huge potential because we haven't seen anything. So like, what is next to come? You know, is the question. So the potential is there. There is potential for sure. So did I get this because of what I saw in the gameplay? Not really. Is right now what we have seen is a mix of many RTS games like StarCraft and Brewer and Age of Empires, and even Command and Conquer with the dog scouting. I will say there is a lot of visual clarity in this game, but I'm not really a fan of the attack animations I have seen. I don't really understand why there is the need to make such attacks that you can see what is actually happening anymore, you know. So I wish that the attacks, they actually will down it a bit. There is a lot of visual clarity, I give that to them. It's very clear what unit is. Like, if you compare this to Age of Empires already, and it's pre-alpha. So if you compare this to Age of Empires, you really like getting the feeling of what each unit is. I have to say it's not so clear for this rifleman, right? It's not so clear to me. I don't know if the zoom is really zoomed out or what, but we will see. But overall, I feel like the visual quality, man, is decent. It's good enough. I really like it. And in the art style, well, it is what it is, man. It's 2023. If you wanted more metal and all of that, I don't know why they don't do it that anymore, you know? The Lord of the Rings metal shit. The Brewer, you know? This is what they're doing now. So it is what it is. I'm going to say something. When you get used to a game and you play it like over time, you don't even care about graphics. You don't even care about unit portraits. I'm telling you, I played Brewer for so many years. And sometimes I don't even look at the units. I'm just like going like a maniac, clicking buttons and just like trying to do damage. I don't even focus on what the unit looks like or anything. But you know what? Sadly, what the unit looks like is what make players like fall in love with the game, how the game looks. So in some way, that is important. For me, when I started playing Brood War, the graphics were never great. Never. You know what was the most impressive to me from Brood War? The water. Like it was so crystal, it was so you know, like it was so futuristic, I don't know. So I fall in love with the water, but apart from that, I wasn't really impressed with Brood War graphics. Like never. So at least for me, graphic is not really so important because eventually you get used to it, you don't really care anymore. So yeah. For me, it's like a mix between Warcraft 3, StarCraft 2, and Dota. It's possible. Now that you mentioned Dota, I feel like the map looks a lot like the Dota map, right? I feel like that is true. That is actually true. But yeah, I feel like oh, wait a minute. See, we missed that. He's hiding here. Look at these units, they are hidden here. I ask myself if there are like hidden mechanics in the game. Okay. Maybe there are like, you know, hiding mechanics in the game. I missed that. Okay. You know, this is what I mean. Like, the attacks, the attack animation is like too much, honestly. They need to lower it a bit to be more visual. Like, let me know what's happening in the game. Let me actually know. Look at all these scouting units. Now that I look at this unit, I'm looking at it well. I mean, there is a lot of visual clarity, honestly. Like, look at this, like they're all siege and it's pretty clear, man. So I'm not really going to complain about visual clarity because I think it's for sure better than what the like recent games being released. So yeah, I think it's good. I will say there is a good base to start with. There is like a good base. No, it's a dog, it's a dog. Wait, on the right screen? This is a dog. There are dogs. I hope there are dogs. They have a different color. Maybe it's because they dead? I don't know. They are dogs. I suppose this gameplay bot has details camped up. Maybe it will be a bit clearer if details were toned down. I don't know, man. You see, like, I wish, yeah, I really wish they actually, like, Like they tone down this a lot, bro. Like make it almost transparent to be able to see what's happening. Don't really like this at all. I don't like it at all. And look at this is a healing unit, right? It's probably healing units around it. But it's all green, super green. Like, it doesn't need to be that green. Like, you actually like, we need to make it more clear. Like, make it actually more clear. Looks a bit worse. Looks a bit like a worse StarCraft 2 so far. Yeah, it's pretty alpha, man. Like, do you remember how was like StarCraft 2 pre-alpha? Look at StarCraft 2 alpha.
Hello, BlizzCon. So let's go back to the archives and see what that looks like.
Oh shit, this is Brookware. Actually, it looks very nice, man. You know what's funny? They actually picked like the ground pictures from Brookware to now show to you what they have done. That is like a bit better. You know, art is, everyone has an opinion about art. It's personal.
We started with the StarCraft 1 unit.
That was like StarCraft 2 alpha. You know? So if you actually compare this to a Stormgate alpha, I will say Stormgate looks better.
We didn't have any new units.
If you look at this, it actually looks more like Brookware in some way. Look at this. Look at the supply. Supply now in StarCraft 2 is so different.
This was the early versions of the models. The UI obviously needed a bit of alignment work to
Is that a vessel? They made a vessel for?
actually get it properly working. And we didn't have a sound engine yet, so no sound in the video. So all we did at that point was just getting the old StarCraft 1 stuff actually working. And the explosions were absolutely awesome. So if we move a bit further off, that was a year later, 2006. So now we actually put in something that would look more like a genuine model of the game. We had a cliff system that was put in, some basic lighting. We were kind of experimenting with the Terrans at this point.
By the way, do you see this? This already looks like this new Doom gained RTS game that was released. Terrible game.
I think, let's see, what did we have? We were putting in some new units, if we're going to see in a few minutes. Yeah, it's not there, but we put in the particle systems, which would allow us to show actual blood coming out of nades and all that.
I never understood, like, Hydra looks so bad in StarCraft 2. It's not even close, bro. It's not even close. And when do you see Brookware Hydras, you take that shit from Alien, like, that actually is scary. Like, do you see the Hydras and like, what are we doing?
So that was our first version of that. And then this was a couple months later. So this is when we actually started putting in new units. And some of the units you'll see today have actually been either heavily modified or they're actually gone from the game. So there's the Guardian in there, there's the Cobra that has changed, the Thor was much bigger back then. So we put in some special effects and some beams at that point, and the explosions were actually a little bit improved. At that point, where were we? I think, oh yeah, we started working on the Protoss, the early version of the pylon energy grid we put in. We had our first experiments. You can see.
Yo, this Nexus looks nice. This Nexus actually looks very nice. Look at the Forge.
Some Purifier, which is one of the units that we subsequently killed. And this is what creep.
Why Sarah looks so awful? Man, look, even the... Look at it, is that the queen? They actually made the brewer queen with with 2 ants and make it like ground? Or is that air? So confusing, honestly. Mutalis looks awful, man. Honestly, this Hydra looks better. Look at the Hydra, it actually looks better.
Looks like when you put a bunch of programmers in a room without an artist to actually give them direction. But we had our first version of the creep at a prototype stage at this point. Moving on, 2006 in October, this is when we put in the glow tech in the game and the high dynamic range colors. So we started putting beams as well and all sorts of cool effects and actually getting something half today. What you see here is actually the old Archon, which was much bigger, and you could actually spawn it by just merging 3 Templars together. This is the mechanic
3 Templars, okay.
we subsequently changed. So this is an actual much closer version of the creep that we actually put in later. If you look in the video, you'll see it was actually
My god, this like Sarah looks awful, bro.
afterwards.
Sarah looks awful, bro.
And it was kind of distracting to actually see twice the same unit on the same screen. But at that point, we have
Is that the Hydralist then? Is that the Hydralist then?
really started to dial down the look of the Zerg and the Theron and the Protoss, and actually getting something that looks a lot closer to what we have today. Does anybody remember seeing the announcement of StarCraft 2 in Korea, like the early videos? This is the build that we use, and this was the first time we showed it to public. Blizzard actually shipped the whole team to Korea, and we had this huge stadium to actually see how the people would receive the game. It was the most exciting moment of my life, really. This is July 2007. We put in foliage on the terrain, as you can see, so we were starting to really polish up the maps and actually give them a more finished look. This is when we put in the line of sight blockers, the first time we experimented with that mechanic.
I don't know what's wrong with Hydras, but it looks awful.
A few months later, October 2007, we put in scorch marks underneath buildings, kind of little polished items to really kind of anchor buildings to the terrain and actually give the final look for buildings. So at that point, we were actually quite close to the look of the game that we have today. But this was 2007, so you're probably wondering what the hell have these guys been doing in just 3 years between shipping. Well, we optimized the game, and we fixed some bugs, and we worked on the single-player campaign. That was 2008. And then in 2009, we optimized the game some more, and we fixed more bugs, and we worked on the campaign some more, until 12,000 builds later, we shipped version 1 of StarCraft that we have today. So let's move on to Swarm. Anyone here play on the lowest quality setting for graphics in StarCraft 2? Yeah, I hate you guys. So we're gonna improve that. It looks terrible. It looks terrible on low, but we're actually gonna improve that and not make it any slower than it is. We're actually trying to make that, and pro players love playing on low, so we're gonna actually focus on that. How many Zerg players do we have here today?
Okay.
So you creep lovers, we're going to actually improve the look of the creep quite a bit. So as you can see, the creep is actually growing on the buildings of your enemy, so you can actually infest his buildings and really...
By the way, it's funny you say, I hate you guys, like, dude, people are playing on low because the game is not optimized, like, they getting more FPS by playing it on low, that's the reason. If it was like the same, they will probably play on high.
Another thing we're going to be working on, there's a lot of units in the Zerg race that have snake-like.
Yeah, so that's StarCraft 2 Alpha. I mean, Stormgate Alpha, if you ask me, is looking good. Everyone probably is going to say this, but there is not really groundbreaking. But I'm optimistic because they have a good budget for this game. They want to make this game work. They probably going to keep working in this game. You know, it's a free game. So the only way they have to make money in this game is selling you stuff. And the only way you are going to buy stuff is if you like the game. So when you're making a free game, you need to make sure that the game is really good. And like I said, for these people, it's not enough to be equal to a StarCraft 2. They need to be better than StarCraft 2. Sadly, it is what it is. If they are not better, you're not getting people from StarCraft 2 to this game. Because it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. They will just like keep playing StarCraft 2. So there is a lot of pressure on these devs, by the way. Because yeah, when you're making a free game, you can even sell the game. They are making it free. You can try it for free. So you're probably going to like it or not like it. If you like it, you're probably going to be invested in the game, probably buying the campaign, buy skins, I don't know, whatever they have to offer. Yeah, exactly. It's not even alpha, it's pre-alpha. So yeah. Is it just crazy how clean OG, I see everywhere, blah 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 blah. They just have a hard time making games look crisp and clear. I don't know if it is because of the 3D, it's more hard to make games more clear. Especially because imagine back then, it's not like the game was super clear. It's just a limitation of colors and the limitation they have to make the game. So if you can say they were doing magic, actually. Because there were a limit of resources they could use to make these animations. And now there is like, it's almost limitless that they can do whatever they want. They can use whatever colors they want, you know. But more doesn't mean better. More actually doesn't mean better. So I hope they actually manage to balance it, make the attack animations like more clear. Don't need to make this huge splash that is like covering everything. But so far in this game, the visual clarity is really good. Apart from the attacks animations, I would say the visual clarity is great. You can say it's not, because you're probably lying to yourself. Like you can compare this to Age of Empires 4 or something like that. I can even like show to you like Age Empires 4 gameplay. Hey, look at Age of Empires 4. Like, everything looks the same. Oh, by the way, there's a mechanic here. You can put more workers to finish the building. That's what I saw with the static defense on the Stormgate gameplay. For some reason this game now looks better than what I remember. Mine is tricky. But yeah, I wasn't really a fan of the buildings, that all of them really look the same. And there are so many things you need to do to finish the game. So I don't really like how all the units are like grouped together like this. I don't know if I missing something from Stormgate. Let me go to the Reddit to see if I actually missed something. 16 June they are hosting Ask Me Anything. That's cool. You know, something I wish the buildings were like to be bigger. Want buildings to be bigger, not this flat building that I wish they could be bigger, honestly. Yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything really, man, about the Stormgate, so I think we're going to close the topic of Stormgate. You know what is my problem with Age of Empires? That it actually doesn't improve anything from past games. Like, there is like even a definitive edition for Age of Empires 2 now. It looks even like better than the new one. So they didn't really improve anything from that game. We should have in mind on the competitive scene and popularity, Age 2 Remaster is the game, no Age 4. Do you think Age of Empires 4 is going to die? Okay. Okay, that's it for Stormgate, guys. Now let's switch to what was announced yesterday. The BSL